two tough losses in a row. What have you needed to see from your team, and what have you needed to see from yourself and your staff over the next couple of days to get one at Texas A&M?
So for me, is what I need to see from our team is just again the journey. It starts with practice. We need a great practice. Let's not overcomplicate this. When we start with great defensive practices, which today will provide. Last week was 3 games in 1 week, so we only had 1 practices. So I'm excited to get back to our format where we've got 2 good days to put together, where we feel really good about our defensive game plan, because you're playing a young lady prior who is as good as anybody in the country at the point guard spot. So we got to understand the responsibility it's going to take to try to slow her down. You're not going to stop her. You got to slow her down as a team. And then we got to value the ball in practice, and then we got to rebound it like no other. And when we do those 3 things, good things happen for the Bulldogs, and that's going to be my focus and energy with them right now.
You have any update on Maddie and her injury from the last game?
Yeah, we'll see how she goes today. Obviously, that was a tough blow. We had a good defensive scout that, obviously she's a major part of that as she's up for National Defensive Player of the Year. So to lose her early, where I think she had 2 blocks in that first 3 minutes for what we were trying to do in junk defense, and then obviously just got a severe blow. We've talked about it. Young lady's been a warrior, whether it's been her shoulder or her broken nose, and she just keeps taking hits. So we'll evaluate today at this time of year, like her health and safety are the most important thing. So we'll see how she feels and go from there.
A&M has won 4 of its last 5 games. What do you think has kind of helped them get this hot stretch going the last few games?
The SEC. When I say that, it's all about a spark. We were just there ourselves with 2 in a row, and then an opportunity to get 3. You need to catch ball. What do they always say? Lightning in a bottle. Right, getting hot at the right time, weathering the storm, letting the sunshine come up, understanding who you've played and what this league's about. I had a coach call me today from another conference and was like, "Holy, crap! I just saw your schedule." And I said, "Yeah." And he goes, you're finishing the season with 2 possible Final Four teams. I'm like, yes, it's our league, man. It is what it is. So they've done a great job weathering the storm. They had a huge one. You got to steal them at home. She beat Alabama at Alabama, which is top 25, and then went at Tennessee like we did and stole another one, beat Arkansas, and just, again, credit to that group who's got a lot of new players. We always talk about this in basketball. You weather the storm, and most importantly, you get to a point where you try to play your best basketball come March, and they're definitely one of the hottest teams in the country right now, and we're going to have to bring it.
When something like that happens and you lose a star player early in a game, for what you think is the rest of the contest, what has to happen in terms of adjustment, and who do you kind of go to in a situation like that on the floor to step up and try and get things together?
Yeah, so for me, that's why I was really excited. I told the team after the game, I thought there were some great minutes for younger kids that showed up, like Sanaa King. We've been talking about her, right? For her to get over 20 minutes and she go 3 for 7. I don't have the box score in front of me. I thought she gave us great minutes, right? It's opportunity, So to your point, when somebody goes down, who can step up? I think Awa's been really great here off the bench, and so those are the things that I'm excited to see. Different kids who don't necessarily get minutes got an opportunity against a Final Four team. And I thought they played well, and that's the energy I'm trying to carry into this game is let's bottle up those minutes that you all brought, and let's get that starting 5 and my 6 man ready to go, and let's put a product on the floor here Thursday that could try to get one on the road.
It certainly hasn't been every road game, but there's been a few now where it seems like sometimes the bottom kind of falls out. I guess just in those kind of games when that's maybe teetering on happening, what can you guys do as a team or as a coach to prevent that from happening?
That's $1 million question. I'm laughing, Sam, because, I think I used all but 1 timeout the first half. First of all, you try to take the crowd out. You try to, calm down and make adjustments. I think the other thing that needs to happen is you got to make shots. I think the games that it's been like that, bottom out. I think, at South Carolina, we went 3 for – 26 from the 3-point line. Then the next 2 games, we come back and we shoot the crap out of it at 50 to 60%. Then we go that game. I don't have the box score in front of me because I'm trying to answer your question correctly. You got to make shots, right? Because that's the hard part. When you're on the road, these crowds in the SEC are phenomenal. we've talked about our attendance as a league is great, so the energy is just rocking. So you gotta stop runs by putting the ball in the hole and don't turn it over, and be tough enough to get a score mentality. And I think that's, to answer your question, there's been some of that daggers on the road for us, but we're trying everything. We're trying to go different rotations, calling timeouts, and then sometimes, like I said, it sucks. You just got to take a punch, and then that's where I'm excited to see what kind of team I got here for Thursday. It's time to give one back. They're playing really well, and I've got some winners in that locker room that are committed, and let's get it.
We've talked a lot about Mass and Jayla in favor this season, but just talk to me about how valuable them 4 seniors have been to this team this year.
Yeah, thank you for asking that question. Yeah, so this is obviously my favorite time of the year because, again, it's bigger than just scoreboard wins or losses. It's about people. And especially in today's transfer portal, the game has changed from what I grew up in 20 years, where it used to be about 4-year relationships. And unfortunately, hopefully it slows down and we come up with some more rules in the NCAA so we can get to that. So you can laugh about moments that they need to grow. But for 2 of them, only got 9 months. Really, when you look at it, that I'm forever grateful. I'll start with Rich. This was a kid that we always went against that we were like, man, she's special. And her limited minutes that she got at 2 prior schools. And then at this one, she's getting 20-plus minutes. And it's great to see her have those 4 breakout games. And just her having a dog mentality and trust in the vision that, you can make an impact here. And she did. She helped us win some very big games, and we're going to win some more coming down the line with her. And then Trey, same thing. Watching her at Arizona State and North Carolina, she needed opportunity, and she got it. And she's having career numbers here in her 3rd school, and boy, she's got a smile on her face, and she's a winner. And then obviously Des and Chandler have a special place in my heart because I only got to coach them last year for the first time. And for them to return again and be about the success that we had last year, and especially in a time where, there's just chaos in college athletics, be loyal to Mississippi State, to be loyal to me, and to loyal to just all the people here in the community. It's just a cool journey of what each one of them have brought in their different paths, but most importantly, wearing that uniform with a lot of pride. And that's all I can ask for as a head coach. And that's why I told them is this last week, man, shut out the noise. Like, play the game that you love. And I shared with them a story, the other day that all of us can resonate to. My daughter came home, and has a friend who's got cancer. And I'm like, guys, we're playing basketball, right? Put a smile on your face. Go out there and play the game that you love. Get after this, and let's go out and have fun. Right, and that's what I've been messaging to them. You all also leave this better than you found it. That's what seniors do. Even if you're only here for 9 months, that's the climate and the responsibility that comes with this. And then the younger ones, I'm going to talk to them today in practice. You go out and you play hard for your seniors. And so that's why, again, I think this is the best time of year for me because there's so much emotion and fun stories that are involved that makes this a special week.
I guess adding on that, you've talked about the approach of the last 6 games of the regular season of playing the opponent, focusing on taking things one game at a time. But as things like senior night approach and the season winds down, and that the end is near and things are going to be on your terms, having to win each week to stay alive. How do you keep the team focused? How do you check on them? How do you make sure that mentally everyone's still there and focused on what's going on?
Yeah, just first of all, hard conversations. Obviously we talked after the locker room. On the roads, I talk to the team. At home games, I don't, because at home games, I think sometimes rest and sleeping on things are better, right? But obviously when you're on the road, you got to meet before you get on the plane and you're together. And we just talked after the Texas game. Again, we obviously would have loved to play better. And we talked about that in the locker room. But then again, is we all signed up for a league that's an absolute beast. It is. You can't fold. All right, we got to be one fist. We came in as one fist. You leave as one fist. And I thought we did that at Texas. And then today's practice will determine a lot for what's to come for Thursday. And that's what we're going to address is, again, give them 3 strong bullet points of what it's going to take to win this game. No excuses, no complaining, be dialed in. This is, again, reminders to your point. It's my job as a leader to tell them who you are and who you can be. You're a team that's had 3, if you look in the top 25 wins out there, Georgia, Tennessee, and Kentucky. So you've shown that you can be a great team, and let's just focus on when we're really good, this is what it looks like, and take it one game at a time, and that's all we can do. Try to shorten the season. All right, thanks, y'all. Appreciate y'all. Have a great day.